What's up, guys? Welcome back. I got a cool hunt to show you today. This was earlier this week. It was October 8th, and it was the first cold day. We'd had a lot of really warm weather here in Ohio the last, I don't know, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks. It's been in the 70s or even hotter. And Tuesday, it was the first day that it was going to get down cool. I think it was going to be in the 30s on my way in. So I had to take a chance to get out, call off work, uh, got out in the woods, and got up in a tree and sat. I had a lot of action. There were bucks everywhere. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it. I'll just show you what happened. So enjoy. So the first thing that happened was I think it was a doe and a small buck come by before shooting light. They ran past me, and then shortly after that, I had, I believe it was two bucks come by, two pretty big shooter bucks. I would have shot them if I had a chance, but they were just a little far. A lot of branches and trees between us, so I didn't get a shot at those guys. But I just kept waiting and waiting, and eventually, while I was watching, there was a big 8-point that was working off into the bedding that was north of me. While I was watching him, I heard this deer behind me, and you could see me kind of turning and looking, and that's when I noticed this deer coming from my east. So I just real slowly turned around in the tree and got facing him so I could get a shot on him.
Matt. Matt.
So I just shot one. He came in on this trail. He was working a scrape or a rub right there for a little while. Crossed that log. Came over here. I think I shot him like right here. He was 18 yards. Ran off that way. I didn't see him go down. The shot might have been just a little bit back. So we're probably just going to have to give him some time.
Initially, when I shot him, I thought the shot was back a little far, maybe just a little bit high. I was a little worried about that. When I got down, looked at the arrow looked good. It didn't have any guts on it. The blood was just real red. There was maybe a little bit of bubbles in it, so I thought it's possible I got the back of the lungs. So I just grabbed the arrow and I backed out. After I backed out, I called my buddy, talked to him about it, came up with a plan. We figured we'd let him sit for a while. I think the shot was at like 8:20 in the morning. We came back at, it was probably 2:30, and then by the time we got to tracking, it was probably 3 o'clock. Started tracking at the point of impact there. Found blood for probably the first, I'd say 60 yards. We were tracking pretty decent blood, and then after that, it started getting real spotty. It was getting difficult to find. I'd go 40 yards before I'd find another speck of blood. Just kept tracking and tracking, and it was starting to get dark. I mean, sunset was at like 5:20, and we started at 3 o'clock, and I think I ended up tracking that deer for probably an hour and 45 minutes before we found him. He was in down in the creek on their side of the blowdown, and that was his first bed he went to, because we never found a bed in between there. So he went 300 yards from where I shot him to where we found him. So just super happy that I could find him and get my hands on him. But it was a fun hunt. I had a blast, and I can't wait to get back out there and do it again. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.